So today I'm going to be going over the analysis I did yesterday and looking at what worked and what did not work. And then I will uh, analyze the markets for tomorrow and show you guys what I'm going to be looking for. So the US dollar got stronger today for quite some time. We had this last selling before, this run here, and we created a gap. So we needed to come back down and fill that up. And when we did, we started to rebound, which is why the dollar got strong for a little bit. So moving on, CAD JPY. I talked about this yesterday. I'm looking at a daily level. That is what I am eyeing right here. We had this run with selling. Need to come back down to the selling since we're in a bullish market. We can't leave sells open while we're in a bullish market. So we should come back down to here. And then I think we should fill this gap over here. So I'm still looking at the same thing on CAD JPY. It did not come back down. Euro JPY, I talked about this level yesterday, and it is at that level now. We are filling the gap right now and the selling here before this buying. So we are filling it now. We've pushed into it. I'm currently in this trade. It is chopping around on the smaller time frames, which is a good sign. It means we should head up. Nothing's guaranteed, but we should head up. The chances of us heading up are pretty high. So this has also not changed. I'm still looking at the same thing I was looking at yesterday. Next trade. So I did not take this trade because I did not like the way it looked. Here we got the break of structure like I called on the video from yesterday. This broke the structure here, and then we did react. We reacted from this level here where the gap in the market was, and we started to push up, but ultimately fell down. I didn't take it because it didn't look pretty. Whenever you get a reaction from one of these levels, you really should see an immediate push up from your point of interest. So it should have been something more like this, not chop around. So when you get to these levels of interest, like the levels at gaps or selling candles before buying or buying candles before selling, you want to see an immediate reaction, not this chopping around. Euro NZD really consolidated all day. Nothing exciting happened. It was pretty boring, but we did run out this low, so we could be in for higher prices after taking that liquidity here. All this money here, a little bit in here. We took it out, right? So now we could be looking to make a move up because people are going to be buying here and here. So the banks are, voice crack, the banks are going to take out all the buying here, which they did right here. They took all this out, and I think we are in for higher prices. So I'm looking for higher prices on this. If we could just get something simple, honestly, just like a break above this level and then come back down into here, maybe that would be really good. NZD USD, this was a trade that I took the other day and ultimately ended up losing on. Today, also, not anything important, a lot of chopping around, a lot of ugliness. I'd like to see price maybe, make a deep retracement down into here, because higher time frame, we are like this. So if we can get a pullback down into here, that would be really nice. That's what I'm looking for. At the moment, though, there's really nothing interesting to me. I'm not eyeing anything on NU particularly. CHF JPY, same thing as yesterday, still waiting for price to get back down into this region. I think we need to fill this gap here. Probably not get all the way back down to the selling, but maybe fill half of this gap. So what is half as a percentage? That's what you're going to fill. You're going to fill half of the gap. AUD NZD continuing down was the right idea, but we did not get the pullback that I was looking for, which is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. You can see though that we came into pretty much right around here, right where this buying was here, came into that, and now we are continuing down. And I will go over what I will be looking for on that next. This was another trade that I did take, but I got out break even. I entered here, right here. Really looked like it was going to be great. Thought we would continue up, but we ended up coming down after I got a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So this is what, 10 pips. So once I was up 10 pips, which happened right here, I set my stop loss to break even, got out of the trade break even. Thought it was going to continue, but it did not. It filled a gap in price right here, came down, closed this gap, continued up, thought it was going to keep going, but it ultimately reversed, and now it looks like it is still continuing down. I did not take this trade. This was an idea, but I did not like what I saw, so I stayed out. But it did fill the trade that I showed you guys yesterday. Trade here, entry here, filled that in a little bit of profit, came lower, but that is not that important. What it did was did what I thought it would, but it filled the gap here almost perfectly. So if you wanted your entry to be a bit lower, you could have done it here, but it doesn't matter that much. So entry would have been here, and it looks like it's going to continue. GBP USD, I didn't have anything on that yesterday. I can remember that. GBP AUD, this was, I took a small position but closed early because I did not like what price was doing. I figured that it was probably going to continue down into this last swing point, which it did. So I got in somewhere here but closed early. It came down, almost taking this out, but didn't quite take it out and went up to the upside. This was just an idea. Looking back, this could have been taken, but like I said, I wasn't too concerned with it at the time. Euro USD, I am eyeing this level right now. This is a trade that I would really like to take. We are no longer looking for sells from here like we were yesterday. We're looking for buys. Had all this, people were buying all in here, here, here. So when they got here, they bought, took them out of their trades, and then went up. And now we need to come back down and fill our selling before the buying. So that is what I'm looking at on Euro USD. Euro AUD, very, very weird today. Not surprising by the pair, but just looking at it right now, I can tell you that if we are going to come down, we are going, oh, this looks really awesome. We are going to come down to right here because we had selling here that we came back to get out of, right there. Selling here, a gap that we have not filled, so we should fill it, head up, And you know people are selling here because this is quote unquote resistance, and we should take it up to the gap here and this buying before the big sell off. So that could be a really, really solid trade. That's a trade idea for you guys. I mean, I give them out every day, but trade idea right here. This is exactly what it would look like. Take it from here. Tight stop loss, especially for Euro AD. That's really tight. Tight stop loss. Take profit right up here. We'll do 1.65 just to be a whole level. 5.27 to 1. Euro CAD, kind of like this. I noticed that we could come up higher selling here, and then here's the buying, so we need to come up here to get out of that. And there's also a gap right there. We are bearish though, higher time frame, so overall we're in a downtrend, but I do think we can come up and get out of those sells. So here, lower low, lower high, draw it out. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Broke this. Now we are bullish. So if we get something like this, I would take it off of this selling here and take it up to the big blue box that I have. Probably right in the middle, or maybe right in here where this buying is right here, or this little gap here. How about that? Right there lines up with a psychological level 1.567 or 1.557, sorry. So that looks really good. Another trade idea. This is super ugly. Not really too focused on it. I'm probably not going to look at it. This looks, oh, this is the index, the dollar index. So I was going to say this looks good for buys, which is good because that's what I said when I first looked. So like I said, we had this gap here. There's that wick. Came down and filled it. Looks like we're going to head up. So that is what I'm looking at right now. And I could maybe go over or go through all these pairs for trade ideas for today. So I have CAD JPY, Euro JPY, those are good. AUD JPY. So maybe what would be nice on here is, you know, people are going to be buying in here, obviously. So the banks are going to take all those buys out, because you know how when you get stopped out by like a pip, do you think that's a coincidence? Do you think that you getting stopped out by a pip is just coincidental, or do you think that might have been planned by the people who move the markets? I'll tell you right now that it's planned. So here's a gap in the market right below where people are going to be buying. There's a gap from here to here. So I think if we push down and get into here, we could be looking really good for buys. So, and to confirm that, you could wait for, on a lower time frame, you could get chopping around, take them out, and then like take out these lows and then head up from there. So I'd be looking for that. Euro NZD honestly could just be a simple continuation to the downside. I think that, so we have this buying here, probably need to come up and get out of that right there. And then we have a selling candle before the buying, so that could be your first target. And then we have a gap in the market down here that could be your second target. I'd probably just target this since we are in a downtrend. So I like that. NZD USD for a future play. Still looking at what I was looking at before. come back down into the selling before the buying right here, and then take it significantly higher, probably like 0.67, I think was my original level. Yeah, it was. Take it up to 0.67, or not 0.67, sorry, 0.7. So I like that a lot. That's a higher time frame objective, but I do like that. And you can get into the smaller trades along the way. Already talked about this. This has not changed. I am probably still going to be looking for a reaction at that level unless there's something on the smaller time frames. Yeah, I honestly, I would like to see it come back up to here. Probably going to react here, but it doesn't mean we're gonna just go down. We could, I think what's most likely is we're gonna probably fall a little bit more and then eventually start coming back up to here and then heading down from there. So I like that. On AUD USD, we just reacted off of a selling candle here, but I don't favor taking a position from that spot. I think that I'm probably going to wait for a lower time frame break of structure to enter into the market. So maybe on the 15-minute, it crashed pretty hard. Honestly, it did. So here, yeah, here's your selling candle reacting off of that nicely. I doubt it's going to push down anymore. If it does, probably just going to keep going short, but I'd want to see like overnight something like this. Sorry. Something like this. Break structure and then go up, because we are bullish and we are near our last swing point. But I actually do see something right now. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I do see this. This could be really, really nice right here. It's actually a trade that I just missed. I could have entered this trade, but I did not, because it is not the right time of day. Here, this is what it would look like. So if you had taken this trade and if it had been the right time of day for you, you would be, and you risked 1%, you would be up 5%, but at one point you were up almost 8%. So I think that I could see it coming back up to here. I really could. I think that maybe right here, but I do favor this. I think it would come back up to here if it's going to come back up, because we need the overall pullback. So I like that. Look at the higher time frames for targets. Target one obviously would have been here. Target two, I would put right here. So 10 to 1, that could be really, really nice. Go on the higher time frames for maybe another entry. I think as of now, the most probable thing that would happen, let me adjust this a little bit, it's probably price coming here, placing stops here, taking it down to here. So this is I like this idea. USD, CHF, not messing with it now. I already have a position on that. This, let's see what we could maybe get on GBP USD. GBP USD, still bullish, weird, but bullish. I think something like this coming to the selling stop outside of the gap. This looks like this selling is about half of the gap from here to here, so I like that. Take it up to another gap, probably right here. And if you want to, you could take it higher since we're still higher time frame bullish. Could honestly take it up to somewhere around here. GA, like I said, I'm not paying too much attention to that one. It's ugly. Euro USD, talked about the level I'm looking at right now, waiting for that. That looks really good, but we will see. US Euro AUD, talked about that one as well. 50-minute time frame entry, or 30-minute, but it's also on the 15. 30-minute entry. Euro CAD, this is what I'd be looking for. GN, like I said, also not pretty, not going to worry about it. And then there is our dollar index. And then let's check Euro JPY. So Euro JPY is still ranging, not too worried. We should get a big move after all this range. So that is the breakdown for today. A lot of the trades from yesterday did pan out. They, met the levels very nicely and reacted from them. And today, that is what I'm looking at. So that is my breakdown, and I will be posting more soon.